feel like you're gonna die, man.
Transformation of witnessing an intangible conceptions of a dry and arduous profession. Let us listen closely to look deeply into the hands of the craftsman and feel the pulse of life rising from the foundation. Because there, transforms thoughts and dreams from the mind into a physical entity that can be touched, used, and can endure. This does not belong exclusively to the architect or the engineer. Every individual involved in the project. 1.1. The first spark, the dream on paper. Every great
Oh no! Oh no! Oh shit! Oh shit! Get away!
Their joy is the joy of a new beginning. They know that from their hands, and through collaboration with their teammates, something new and great is about to be created.
Čega se lik dosjetio? Pa vidite, čim ga 3 dana nema u javnosti, smita neku premu.
The miracle of formation, when skeleton and flesh appear. This is the phase where the joy of creation becomes most apparent and tangible. Then, the concrete is poured. The thick gray flow is like as the building's frame rises, floor by floor, joy spreads across the site. Looking up from the ground, the workers seem small compared to the scale of the project, but it is they who are raising it to the sky. The erected wall is a milestone that
diretta davanti a me.
Interspersed are bursts of laughter and cheerful banter during breaks. These sounds breathe life into the site, transforming it from an assembly of inanimate machines into a living, harmoniously functioning body. Once a person is accustomed to this environment, they can read this symphony. They know that a certain machine is The first sounds are often the starting of any. The rhythm is still leisurely, but full of energy and preparation. People check their Conversely, when they do their part well, they are helping their teammates who follow. The joy here comes from trust. When you know that the person next to you is also working their hardest, being careful and professional.
Great. Pretty little thing. Lemon, hey, say.
It demonstrates an incredible synergy. When one worker sees a teammate struggling with a heavy steel bar, another will not hesitate. One person sharing one tea, another a cigarette, another a waffle from their pocket. They share what little they have.
Lah, ay.
And children,
Di pa ke?
the worries and hardships of life.
पता नहीं किस बहनचोद की नजर लग गई भाई।
Knowledge that one is not alone in struggle. Overcoming hardship. Construction site is not always smooth sailing. Construction drawings is a labyrinth of lines, symbols, and numbers. Simply understanding three-dimensional space from a two-dimensional challenge itself. Come together, discuss, and find an optimal solution. The moment a clever fix is found, one that ensures technical integrity without compromising the design, brings an immense sense of satisfaction. It is the joy of the integrated. This management process is stressful, but when everything is resolved and the project is back on track, the pride is indescribable. It is the joy of innovation in execution. Sometimes, traditional construction methods are not effective for a particularly complex architectural detail. This is when the creativity of the workers shines. They might develop a special type working out. very real, very authentic joy. 4.3. Typically, we only marvel at the beauty of a building when it is complete, splendidly painted, and meticulously decorated. But for those in the construction industry, also come from the raw materials themselves, from their pristine nature. 5.1. A dialogue with matter. Each type of construction material has its own personality, its own language. A good craftsman is one who can speak with and understand. Just as intended. That feeling is like a sculptor creating their masterpiece. 5.2. The beauty of honesty. There is a special beauty in that. Displaying the power of without concealment. Construction workers get to witness this.
akcja.
Peace of mind. The serene feeling of knowing you are working responsibly. Causing your loved ones to worry. 6 free day. At the end of a long day, when the safety manager comes this is not a gift.
They said, is that good?
Is that good? What the chicken? It's like that good.
Robots that replace people. Leaving a legacy for the future. 7.1. The handover mode, giving a dream away. The day a project is completed and handed over is a true celebration. Door frame and think silently. I made that with my own hands. When the keys are handed over.
Waar die nak is eruit.
They have turned a dream on paper into reality. 7.2. Every time. Steel structure.
You can criticize his methods, but not his results.
set aside. Begins with an idea, a spark in someone's dream of a warm home where their children will grow up. It could be an entrepreneur's vision of a modern office tower, a symbol of success. Inspiration for a bridge to connect two shores. Inspiration. The joy begins right here, from the very first sketches on a blank sheet of paper. The architect with a pencil. Using space and materials to tell a story of life, comfort, and technical may look dry to an outsider, but to those in the industry, they are a treasure. They are like silent guardians, using their knowledge of mathematics and physics to create The moment the first excavator bucket digs into the earth is not just a symbolic act. It is a declaration, a thrilling start. The atmosphere on the first day of a project is always special. There is excitement, a touch of solemnity. People look at each other, share firm handshakes, and smiles full of trust. They look at the empty plot of land, where weeds might still be growing, and in their minds, they can already visualize what the building will look like. Their joy is the joy of a new beginning. They know that from their hands, something new and great is about to be born on this very ground. The feeling of being part of the inception zero is an invaluable source of motivation. 1.5, the miracle of formation, when skeleton and flesh appear. This is the phase where the joy of creation becomes most apparent and tangible. Day by day, the structure grows and imagines. They know that although their work will soon be the thick gray flow is like blood being infused into the steel skeleton.
Ebert.
The worker seems small compared to the
We got a winch.
but it is they who are raising the
Rule number 1 for climbing slopes like this: lean over the handlebars.
Not thinking it was that steep.
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
Y'all know I gotta get him. My boy got on the walk with me, Lord. Yeah, walk with me. He don't even care about it. I said, walk with me.
and unpleasant noise. But for those who are a part of it,
Every time now. Too good.
the growl of a blunt creature is resonant. Soaring like a violin in a crescendo. The faint whine of a crane's winch cable as it lifts material skyward is a sound of movement. The blast of a truck's horn as it reverses onto the site. They are the sounds of power, ensuring the nerves of the project never ends. These are not idle conversations. The loud call of lift as a concrete block of lift. Creating different movements throughout the day. Andante slow, leisurely a symphony subsides. The machines fall silent. Feeling like a large family. The afternoon, rondo recurring, persistent the sounds return, perhaps not as frenetic as in the morning. The rhythm becomes there is a quiet atmosphere, a silent effort to the last machines are turned off. The space becomes surprisingly quiet. Only the sound of footsteps and tools being cleaned and put away remains. Their days later. Stretches long across the introduction, shattering preconceptions. When one mentions the word construction, the image that often comes to mind is the dust of the cloud down sun-darkened faces. This is an undeniable reality, a part of the larger picture. But if we stop there, we miss a world brimming with color. The city enjoys everyday construction sites. Construction, at its core, is not merely a job. It is Let us listen closely to the symphony of the construction site. Look deeply into the hands of the craftsman.
Senhor Jesus.
Their joy is that of a storyteller, using space and materials to tell a story of life, comfort, and meaning. The technical drawings, with their thousands of complex details, may look bright and outside, but to those in the industry, they are a treasure trove, a promise of a great adventure about the future. Every number, every symbol. Strong enough to withstand time and nature. Their joy is the peace of mind. Creation will stand seeds of hope. If the blueprints are the soul, then the groundbreaking ceremony is the moment that soul the moment the first excavator bucket digs into the earth is not just a symbolic act. It is a declaration. Collaboration with their teammates, something new and great is about to be part of the inception of witnessing the transformation to zero is an invaluable source of motivation. One can
哎，这儿进呐，出来了，动了。哎，好嘞，漂亮嘞！
intense concentration. Every tie, every correctly placed steel bar is a guarantee for the future. As that of the foundation work.
Don't just stand there. Why doesn't he come down and stop it?
Unveiling a curtain. growl of a concrete drill is resolute and definitive. The clanging of steel bars against each other is sharp and bright. In the distance, the sound of with a deep, majestic beat, like war drums urging the troops forward. These sounds are not noise. They are the heartbeat of the project, a sign of progress, of work being done. The string section, the high-pitched
Yep, and we're off. Look at this stuff blow out. It's just pouring out of its footing. First you gotta pour that at about a 4 or 5 inch slump. You go about 2 feet around the perimeter to launch.
Concise exchanges between teams. Interspersed are bursts of laughter and cheerful banter during breaks. These sounds breathe life into the city. Inanimate machines into a living, harmoniously functioning body. The joy here is the joy of harmony. Once a person is accustomed to this environment, they can read this symphony. They know that a certain machine's sound means a particular task. And instantly understand. They can feel the urgency and rhythm of the hammers as a great the relaxation.
Yeah, nice.
Hello, everyone.
¡Bote lampón! ¡Bote lampón! ¡Bote lampón, güey!
All the sounds blend together, creating an atmosphere of urgent, bustling labor. The hammer throws are faster, the machine roars are louder, the voices are stronger and more decisive. From every corner, this is when progress is most visible. The joy at this time is the joy of giving one's all. This is a time to recharge, both physically and everyone focuses on completing the goals set for the day. There is a quiet perseverance. The last machines are turned off. The space becomes surprisingly quiet. Only sound hits the results of the day's labor. The silhouette of the structure stretches long across the ground. It helps one immerse in the work, to feel that each passing day is meaningful and purposeful, rather than just a tedious repetition. Chapter 3, Camaraderie, the glue that binds the pieces. If creation is the soul and the rhythm of labor is the heartbeat, then camaraderie is the lifeblood that flows through the body. Site, everyone, from the supervising engineer to the general laborer, is in the same boat, heading towards the same goal. jokes that only the initiated can understand. These things for each site, helping people feel closer and more connected. It makes the work less stressful and adds an element of fun. Moments of joy. Another will not hesitate to lend a hand, even if it's not their assigned task. And the young, inexperienced worker is stressed. Passing down trade tricks without holding anything back. They don't just transfer knowledge. They The joy here is empty. The knowledge that one is not alone in struggle to make a living. Is not always smooth sailing. There are days when less of one is worth more. There are days when sunshine.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What is going?
Encourages one another. In the story, after overcoming a challenge, the joy of victory is multiplied because it is the victory of the entire team. The joy of Chapter 4, Overcoming Challenges, the Joy of Confidence. Joy would not be complete without solving problems with no ready-made answers. Construction is not just manual labor. It demands logical thinking, problem-solving skills, and constant creativity. Deciphering blueprints, a set of construction drawings is a labyrinth of lines, symbols, and numbers. Simply reading, through a load bearing. At this point, the supervisor and even the master craftsman must come together to discuss. The moment ensures technical integrity. Design brings an immense sense of satisfaction. It is the joy of the intellect. Responding to the unexpected, reality is always different. This same, on every site, perhaps when digging foundation, shown on the survey, for a specific material is delivered later. Simple story. These situations demand quick thinking and adaptability. Our reality, alternative material source. This crisis management.
People who say find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life must imagine it like this.
It is the joy of a captain who has steered their ship through a storm. honest labor with their own strength. It is a very real, very authentic joy. 4.3. Challenges from nature. A dialogue with the elements. Steel absorbs heat. Concrete radiates. When rain is imminent, the whole everyone quickly covers cement and steel. The seamless coordination of these items reveals a very high sense of responsibility. And when the rain passes, they quickly get back a dialogue with matter. Each text has its own personality. Smooth plant, feeling its strength. Rain tells the story of the tree's years, its life. When they see a log, it's like opening a new book. The process of turning a rough piece of wood into as cold metal. They see in them latent power, an extraordinary capacity to bear load. Their joy comes from bending, cutting, creating complex frames and rebar cages exactly according to the technique.